Listen, when I watched this week's episode of Kaiju number 8, I wasn't expecting much, but oh sweet lord baby Jesus. Kafka went fuck off in this episode. One of the animators must have watched my last video because when I said this series was similar to One Punch Man, they were like, "I bet." And bro, they gave Kafka one of the most epic punches I've ever seen in an anime, and I've seen a lot of punches. I don't know about you lot, but this anime could turn out to be one of the best action animes we get this year. The episode begins with Mina gathering her squad as they get ready to pull up on Kafka to smoke him. Behind this serious demeanor and all that, this girl is just hurt, man. That's all it is. After that dirty look she gave him in the last episode, I thought it was over for this man. But really and truly, Mina really loves this man deep down, and she's just playing hard to get. Kafka's been living in her mind rent free, and she may need to start putting some respect on his name from here on out because he's about to become the GOAT. Kafka and Ichikawa are at the hospital when the alert goes out for a kaiju in the area, and the old man who snitched on them earlier almost died when Kafka tries to be friendly with him. He really needs to work on his smile though, like maybe Venom can teach him a few lessons. When it comes to Kafka's powers, he's got some pretty weird ones to say the least. Let's go through some of them. Super strength, check. Shape-shifting, check. He can also sense other kaiju as well. But the best power this man possesses, hands down, is that he can pee through his nipples. Bro, I lost my shit, no pun intended, when I saw that. That part killed me. One thing I really didn't expect from this anime is just how funny it is. Kafka is goofy as hell. Like, it's also great because his character hasn't changed one bit ever since he got his powers. And from the trailers, you would think that this anime is super serious and all of that, but it's really not. There's action, there's blood, there's violence, and then there's stuff like this.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And come to think of it, Kafka's kaiju design really looks like Barry the Chopper from Fullmetal Alchemist. So the same Yoji that attacked him and Ichikawa before is back again, and he attacks the neighborhood. A young girl and her mom are trapped from the damage, and the Yoji closes in about to eat them. But our boy Kafka comes through just in time to save the both of them on some superhero shit. The girl freaks out, of course, because it's a talking kaiju. So Ichikawa comes in to aid the both of them, and Kafka charges up his 1-2-3 punch, and like I mentioned earlier, this is one of the most badass punches I've ever seen in an anime. The animation they used during this scene was just so fucking beautiful. The lightning that Kafka produced before punching that kaiju was so cool. Like, this was basically the kaiju version of Deku's Detroit Smash, but you know, without damaging his arms. That lightning uppercut on the kaiju was just epic. It's definitely one for the ages. Since Kafka became a kaiju, it kind of put a wrench in his plan to join the defense force. After saving that little girl and her mom from the kaiju, the girl thanked him, and this reminded Kafka of Mina. He didn't only think about the promise he made to her, but it reminded him to once again follow his dream, to be by her side and clap them cheeks. Sorry, I mean destroy kaiju. With every anime, there's always an overarching theme or lesson that the authors try to teach the audience, like never giving up, the cycle of war, the power of friendship, having no enemies, being disciplined, and whatever Boruto's about. After watching this episode, the primary theme of this anime is it's never too late. Listen man, none of us are gonna live forever, and many of us have had setbacks or failures in life. But if a 32-year-old kaiju man can turn his life around to become a member of the defense force, you can too. But in all seriousness, it's such a basic theme, but that's what makes this anime stand out among the rest, and also makes us interested as viewers to see how far Kafka can go to achieve his dreams. After bodying that kaiju, the defense force arrives and they see all of the mess, and Mina asks the little girl what happened, and she tells her not to hurt the good kaiju, and she's like, "What?" Bro, Mina is so anti-kaiju, she's basically a bigot. This woman would not even entertain the thought that there could possibly be good kaiju that exist, and it's like, bruh, I know a kaiju destroyed your village and maybe killed your parents, but that's irrelevant. Someone at the defense force needs to show her some Godzilla movies and tell her to relax. They're not all that bad. Yeah, I think she's right. They need to be wiped out. I'm with you, Mino. The next day, Kafka is trending all over Japan after wrecking that Yoju, and the defense force has given him a code name, Kaiju number 8. So it looks like the defense force named specific Kaiju. Big shout out to Vinyl Melody, who commented on my last video breaking down the different types of Kaiju. Kafka is an identified Kaiju, and I'm guessing that the identified Kaiju are like the strongest Kaiju in the series. These Kaiju must be built different then, bro. These Kaiju must be like 92 Jordan, 2013 LeBron, 2016 Steph, 2005 Kobe, noodle hair Ronaldo, and 2012 Messi. And to make matters worse, 7 other Kaiju have been identified. 7, not 1,
not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
With Kaiju this strong, how the fuck do you even kill these things? And seeing just how overpowered Kafka is, I won't be surprised if each of these Kaijus have different powers. This shit's crazy, bro. These upcoming fights are gonna be hype as fuck. Ichikawa and Kafka passed the first round of the exams, and Ichikawa is as happy as a pig in shit to have passed, but Kafka tells him that that's just the first round. The first exams are written, but the second exam is the practical, and this is where Kafka failed multiple times. The practical exam is probably one where they have to execute a Kaiju or something, but since he got his powers now, it should be easier for him to pass. That's if he doesn't get caught. Kafka and Ichikawa go to one of the defense force bases to take the second exam, but then this chick, Kikoru Shinomiya, pulls up talking shit to Kafka, calling him old, and she asks him to move his car from her parking spot when there's literally other spaces in the area. And talk about arrogance, this girl is a complete Karen.
I am going to remind you in advance that I'm very sorry and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving a fuck.
Kikoru goes on to use her suit to pick up Kafka's company car, and she just threw that shit, and she could also smell the Kaiju scent on Kafka. If I was Kafka, I'm throwing hands right there. I don't give a fuck. I ain't tolerating that kind of disrespect. Judging by her attitude and her name, she's definitely a prominent character in this series, because even Ichikawa recognized her surname. I can tell that Kikoru is one of them typical spoiled rich kids who is strong as hell. And I'm not even gonna hold you, I was not expecting her to pick up the car like that. That shit shocked me. We finally know that the suits that the defense force wear aren't just for aesthetic, but they're actually super suits. And it makes sense, since they're fighting Kaiju, they need to be able to fight on an even playing field. Now that Kafka's about to take the exam, I can't wait to see how he's gonna navigate through it, and more importantly, how he's gonna hide his powers. We also got the opening and the ending in this episode, and I must say, this has to be the most unique anime opening of the season. It was completely CGI. I have to give props to the animation team for not spoiling anything. The opening was decent, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm skipping this though.
You serious?
Like, as for the ending, it was a typical anime ending, nothing special here. This episode was great, man. I feel like they should have added episodes 1 and 2 together. The episode had excellent animation, and if this is going to be the type of animation we're going to be getting for Kaiju fights, we are going to be eating good. Thank you to everyone who took out the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. Also, for any manga readers and anime onlys watching Kaiju number 8, let me know your thoughts on the episode down in the comments, man. Until next week, stay blessed.